Hello, everyone. It's Alien Spaceship, and I hope all of you are having a nice evening. And also, it has been a very active week, and for me myself, and also I hope all of you, as I said, are doing good. So, some interesting things I have been keeping up with this week is that recently a there were some riots going on over at UCLA over there, and I was keeping up. And basically, there's a situation where there's a group that was protesting about it, and they were setting up tents. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. They're setting up tents everywhere, all over the college campus, and for a couple of days now, they have been doing they not anymore, but they were protesting there, and they were taking up space in the college campus when they're not supposed to be there, and many of the Jewish students felt threatened. And if people want to protest about something, that's fine, but some of these people are doing this and causing a civil disturbance because of their ideologies they have. And then I was watching it unfold. So the night before last, there was some of the students there. They were pro-Israel. They were going and like there was a barricade in front of the tents and stuff, and what they were doing is they were taking away the barricades, and it reminded me of the pirate game that I play all the time on the other live streams, and they were taking away their different barricades and stuff they had, and they were kind of fighting back and forth. Even some people one person I saw had a sword, and had to use sticks and stuff, and they were taking wood from these structures that the college was trying to upgrade things and on the other buildings. And it's like all these people for days and days are just sitting here in this over there in 80-degree weather, and these tents with buckets and stuff. And I think it's very, very strange. Yeah, drag those students out of there. And a lot of the people were not even students. They were just people that were just take an opportunity to do something to spread their ideas and cause mayhem. Some people just like to cause mayhem. And also, and I do agree with you, Mary, and basically, if people want to protest about something, they can do it in a manner correctly, and not going on a campus like that and causing, making a little country there, and on private property, which is a word they don't want to hear the word private property. But and then it's just going, a couple 3 hours. It was just that what I was watching, going back and forth. It was like they would have moments of brawls, and then you would have moments of getting through, and this one guy was standing in the front line, and my friends in the chat and there were calling him the Bear Jew because he was big strong guy that was just standing there in the front lines of this barricade that the people had, and he was fighting the back. It was really epic to see, and it's good to see people stand up for what they believe on the other side. Say with the people on the campus and the Israel supporters, they weren't going to put up with this going on their campus and what was going on. Regardless of what people think about the conflict over there, it's best to not threaten anybody with violence and things like that, and to do things in a civilized, peaceful manner. But some people, it's like you could be burning down a whole city and be like it's peaceful, but maybe that isn't the most peaceful way to do something, in my opinion. That's an exaggeration, but you get what I mean. So that was the day before last, and then you're charging your phone. Okay. So basically what happened was, those that are just tuning in, I'm talking about the UCLA riot that happened, where they had a group of people that were making a little town, and they took over a part of this college campus over there. And then what happened was you had the students and the pro-Israel people, because it was a Palestine-Israel protest. But of course, in my opinion, the people who were doing that weren't really sincere about helping anybody, but causing mayhem for their own ideologies and stuff. And then you just have people that are going to do extremist things and not do things peacefully and civilized, because you just can't take over a college campus like that and cause trouble. So back and forth, there were skirmishes that I was seeing in the stream, and they had these like sticks. They're poking each other back and forth. Also, they're using fire extinguishers to fight back, and the people inside the tent zone, in the free zone of tents. They would use fire extinguishers as weapons, and it actually would stop breathing. It can impair you temporarily, so that's not too good. And the people were just going at it, and this guy had all this stuff all over him, and he was still, trying to stop them from being there. And there was only so much those students could do, and eventually the security came. And other friends in the chat were saying how Gavin Newsom was having the National Guard on standby, and then and then, as I said, they eventually cleared it out, but they didn't that other night get rid of it. Going to the last night, as previously, there was these skirmishes. There was more of them, and they had their umbrellas and stuff, and they were all like kind of conjured up in this little region, and then it was going back and forth a little bit, but this time they had to barricade it where the other students couldn't go in and fight the other ones. It was just this zone because they were preparing to have the police and stuff come to go and spread it out. So like the other night, something I am going to mention is that they'll have two little lines of people, two just not little, but these long lines of people, and the police, they'll spread this way and that way, and they'll push the different groups back. That's what usually they do, and they're slow over time. They just go little by little until they go and get the people out of the way. They do it slowly. So this other night I was talking about, there's more people, it's more hectic, and we're not too certain if they're going to go and get rid of the people or what they're going to do. That's something we were thinking in the stream, my friends and I. And then when we were watching it, we saw how eventually there was a group of police that came, the LAPD, and then there's a very small group of them, and then we were watching them kind of go up, and they were doing their thing, and they're going by the wall where the rioters were, and then all of a sudden it's like they eventually just turned back around and went away. And I was triggered, everybody was triggered, and one of my friends was embarrassed that they just went away like that. And I thought it was anticlimactic. And I'm like, because over here with the hurricanes and stuff, we have National Guards that come, and we have the assist the police. I'm thinking, maybe they need that. But the people that are over there in LA were telling me that they have enough state troopers and enough police to take care of the problem. They just weren't using their full force. And I was praying about it and was watching as it was unfolding. And then they're just doing their thing, and they were cheering real loud when the police left. But way later, this giant horde, long line of police came. And it said my friends over there, they were saying they didn't really want the National Guards coming over there. So it was like the LAPD were the ones who were going to take care of it, and they were right. And they came in, and they just went through the line. And they were able to make headway, and they got the people out the way, and they had their rubber bullets, and they were dealing with the problem very well. And then it was the Antifa was not laughing anymore when they saw the gravity of the situation. And also what happened was there's some person in a bunny costume. There's a lot of wild people over there, and eventually the police, I saw in the stream, they went right up to that area where they have their fortress with the boards and stuff, and they're just taking stuff off and peeling it back, and then the police are really angry, because of what happened before, but they were very stoic, and I assume they were angry because of what happened. They're very stoic, but they're very cool and calm, and they weren't like acting, too extreme or another. They're just doing their thing, and then they're spraying the fire extinguishers at them, and they had their rubber bullets, and they were doing their thing, and they were taking down the tents, and they're just going right through like butter. And this is very early in the morning, my time, and over there it was getting later, and it was after a very long period of time just chilling and just watching it go back and forth, and the people just, at some point it was quiet, the calm before the storm, and Antifa was caught off guard. They had these big booms that were going off. I think they were probably firecrackers, fireworks, and maybe also some of the other things the police have. And yeah, they eventually took it down, and over 2,000 arrested. And that makes sense because my friends and I were talking about it, we were watching it, and it's like she was one of my friends, Sarah, was telling me, not the one on here, another Sarah was like, you know, it's a big, massive area these people took over, and they're going to need more people. And that, yeah, over 2,000 were arrested. And then they started, as the day went on, I saw later in the news, they were destructing it, and they were just taking it apart and cleaning up the big mess, because it would be a big mess for the people that would have to clean that up. And it was all over the news today, and it was interesting watching it unfold through their lives. And yeah, just some wild stuff, and I just don't think they're sincerely protesting. They're just people who also want to have other agendas and they want to cause their issues. Yeah, and as I said, very interesting to see it unfold, and I'm very pleased with the LAPD, what they did, watching it unfold, how they were able to handle the situation without the National Guard, because they're saying they don't need the National Guard. My friends are saying, and then the guy who was on his channel, he was saying, like Damon was saying, oh, it would be embarrassing for LA to have to call the National Guard. They couldn't handle a simple little riot that happened, and the police couldn't handle it. It would look embarrassing, so they're just going to handle it themselves, and they did great. The LAPD, they did great. So I'm glad that they did that, and the situation was resolved. But it was a wild mess. It would be a great movie. It was like medieval stuff going on. It was just wild, and these people were in these tents for a long time. I couldn't do that, and the smell must have been horrible. But yeah, so that was something I was keeping up with this week, and why I wasn't really focusing on the videos I was going to put out, but I did put up a short about the avocado. But yeah, so basically I'll be working through the weekend and next week about the videos. But it was nice, chatting with my friends and stuff over there and seeing what was going on. And also Mary said some good points. She was saying a lot of people think they can do whatever they want, feel like. It does not work that way. I'd like to know how much time the protesters contribute to their communities to make it better. And people are like mentioning about what kind of jobs do these people have? Do they work? Like, they just don't work or something? They just, where's the money coming from to do what they're doing? It was very cringe. And also, I'm going to also say that I've been doing well, everybody, and I, as I said, was focusing that and watching the trials, which I always did before, and doing different things with the family and things like that. And yeah, so I was been very busy this week, but I was able to, keep up what was going on with the news and keep up with the streams about, the situation, and be working on the videos throughout the weekend. I do these streams on Thursday like this. Sometimes I'll do the stream from the computer at various times, although recently I've only been doing the late night streams. So basically, as I was saying, and I saw, friends of mine at the stream, it was nice, and it was like a little, I don't know, in a weird way, it was like a vacation. But anytime I see these tents, although tents could be fun, doing camping with, I get kind of like, oh dear, a tent, and I kind of shiver. But so anyway, so I've been doing good with the different things I've been doing, and I'll be doing the AI horror story part 5, part 5, and putting out the shorts about the trials and different things that I like to comment on, any other videos. But I've gotten a lot of videos out that I want to get, which is good. And I did a stream last week. I did 2, actually. I'm glad all of you are here passing through. If you all are passing through, I was just recently talking about the riot over there that happened at UCLA, and the information that I know about it from the streams I was watching. Hello, Anthony. He says hello. Most of the protesters were not from the colleges. Exactly, because that's another thing we were mentioning in the stream over at the other stream. It was like the people weren't even at the college. They weren't college students. They were people from other places that were coming there. Like, they weren't even really students. Of course not. Exactly, Anthony. And they weren't even, probably didn't even care about the Palestinians. They were just trying to, promote another ideology that, and they were using that as like a scapegoat or a reason to do something. And I'm sure there was other people that were just like extremists that were there also. Not people that are going to protest logically, but people that want to just cause trouble with their ideologies and things like that. Oh yeah, Anthony, I agree, absolutely. And Anthony, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you've been having a good week and a nice day. And also, as I've been busy keeping up with these things, up really late, up into the morning. I usually am late, but in the morning, but really, really late in the morning. And as I don't regret it at all, it was really cool chilling with my friends and seeing that all unfold historically. And also, as I said, it was like a nice little vacation, but I will certainly will put out the videos and shorts that I was going to put out, which I put one out today about the avocado plant. And Anthony says, I'm well, hope all of you are as well. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you. And also, some trials I'm keeping up with, everybody, is that the Chad Daybell trial, I was talking with my friends over at the other stream about, and basically that he thinks he was some kind of prophet and really just wanted money, and he wanted to delete his wife, and he wanted to go with another woman, and he had the woman he was with delete the children, in my opinion, and allegedly, but his new wife was convicted last year, and he most will likely convicted, in my opinion, as well. So the death penalty or life in prison, and he deleted the the two children and his ex-wife, and he acted like he was sorry, or oh no, like this is horrible that she was dying, and he was crying and then like acting kind of weird, and he basically had inauthentic emotions. He has a real stupid attorney named Pryor, and he says, okay, okay. And he, like, the judge pointed out today that he takes shots at the clients. I mean, not the clients, at the, the witnesses and also just everybody in general at the stand. And he just acts, improper. And he was like, he was talking about all these, like, stupid, irrelevant things all the time and doing strawman arguments and stuff. And Chad just stands there like Bart Simpson. Like one of my friends, it was Kathy. She was saying how he just has a Bart Simpson head, and I said he has like an Easter Island head. And yeah, so we're like all roasting him pretty much. And then they're going through the different stuff today and things about his wife, the one that was deleted, Tammy, and also it was very interesting information. And I was watching like Addie was talking about at her stream with how they were, it's like he just basically wanted to, in her opinion, and I agree with it, that he wanted to, he lost interest in Tammy, and he didn't want anything to like do with her, and he just came up with this thing to delete her. And or talking about the insurance fraud stuff, that was interesting. So yeah, that's basically what it was. And I was paying attention looking at the trials today, but I was up really, 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 really late, so it was like I was a little bit like, but I still was keeping up with everything, and it was nice seeing the different stuff. And also the other one I'm watching, I'm kind of like, I'm very eclectic everywhere, like, and I'm like really like an alien. I watch like 3 or 4 of them at once. Yeah, and I just like, I dissect every single little thing, and I'll listen to it. And also, this other one I was watching, Chris, he deleted his son because basically he thought his son was too fat when the kid was in good shape, in my opinion. And Chris himself looks fat. And people go to town and roast. And so basically, it shows like everybody's sensitive. This is very sad. He forced the child to run on the treadmill, and then he was falling off it and hitting himself in the head constantly. And he also hit him. And yeah, the kid just fell apart and was deleted. So basically, I think it's really disgusting. And he's a nutcase, and in my opinion, he's guilty and he's locked up. And again, he has a stupid lawyer too, named Mario. And shout out to Mario the game, but this other Mario, is more like Wario. Y'all that are into gaming would understand that. And so basically, and he got real angry yesterday. He was like, was talking about the pediatrician. He was getting angry, didn't think what she was saying. That she was misleading the trial, or it was irrelevant to what the trial had to do with, and he was like getting real angry, and he was turning all red, and then they had to go to the sidebar, and it's like, even that guy's stupid. And talking about the mother's drug issues that she had, and, losing a child is a horrible thing. So I understand if she went and had a problem. And they kept talking about that, Mario. We kept talking about it. And JSI is a friend of mine. She was like talking about, like, is asking me questions, what his name was, and like where he went to the university. And like I looked him up. His name was Mario, and he has his firm. And I was like, looking up, and I was kind of really studying him before I answered the question, which she eventually found, like, where he went. And then I put where he went, up in New Jersey, and she was saying that, he's allegedly one of the best lawyers, and she was going to talk to her people she knows and the work she does about it, ask around about him. And it's like, yeah, he really is, he's a clown. And somebody over in the chat, he was saying that he's a tomato, and the Mario tomato, and Chris is a potato. And I'm like, he's a potato, one of those giant tomatoes that I grew. These hybrid ones. And also what he did, this man was like, and I was real funny, and then I was like, Chris is a potato in the Irish famine that's rotting away, and he's watching all the Irish people flee. That's basically what Chris was like at the trial I was watching. He's this bitter, like, look in his face, and it's like he's this rotting potato that's like watching all these Irish people flee while he just sits there and rots. Yeah, I roasted him. We all roasted him. Like, teamwork. We all roast these people, and a lot of times in the trials I watch, the people will go, oh, these people over at, like, Darrell Brooks, the one that ran over the people, he was like, oh, these people, I go to the Law and Crime one, but there's also the Court TV one, which I see too sometimes, but like, they're, oh, these people at Court TV, we're talking about you. And then they'll talk about at the trials, like the Koberger one, and all these other ones. They'll go, oh, the people online watching. And Shannon at that trial which she was defending the mother of the school shooter, he was like, she's like, oh, all these people online, these people from home, think they know everything about me and that they could roast me and stuff. And it's like, then at this trial, one of these other ones I'm watching now, they're talking about the people online, and it was like the YSL one, and Kathy was like, Kathy Smith was like, she was like, why are they, hating on us? I'm like, they're afraid of our power. They're afraid of like us seeing what's going on and watching all this BS unfold. That's what they're angry at. And basically, it's like, they always throw shade. And it's like, because we all, like, 6,000 people in conjunction with each other roasting these other people, it's hilarious. It's like they don't stand a chance against us. They really don't. Hello, Amanda. It's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. And also, I'm glad that you could join my ranting about this week. And all of you that are watching, they're passing through, I'm glad that you all came through as well. And so, Amanda, I'm talking about the trials that I saw today. And then before that, I was talking about the situation with the riots over at UCLA when they had their little stupid encampment of all these people in tents, and they were protesting about the Palestinian situation, and they were like, you don't go into a campus like that and take over a little area. It's not how you do it. That's not how you do things. And then I was watching the live over one of the other streams, and how this guy that and these other people were all just like standing up against them on the campus, and they were like taking all their their gates and stuff, and they were using swords. One of them somebody had a sword, and they're beating them up and stuff, and they were using the fire extinguishers to try to push the people back from their tent that they had. And they called the big guy was built like a tank that was in the front lines, the Bear Jew. It was like a compliment. And And then it was like, and I was watching it unfold, and eventually they had this, like, these police security came. This is the night before last. And, like, my friends and I are, like, watching it unfold, and it's like, man, they were just chanting, their chants, and they were drumming, and it's, Amanda, it's all these people, everybody else watching, it's all these people that are just, in the 80-degree weather over there in LA, sitting there, and they're just like, no bath. They go to the bathroom in the buckets. They practically, they're eating, they're doing all kinds of things. It's disgusting, that these people are doing that. And also it's evil, and they're spray painting all over the college walls and stuff. And I was seeing it, like, firsthand on the stream. It was like and there's all this fighting back and forth, and then they pull some wood out, because they had these big wooden planks, not planks, they had these big wooden boards they took off of some construction that they had. And then it's like, then they were taking it off, and then they would try to bring some more back in. And then the friends were telling me that they got an alert that the night before last, that Gavin Newsom was putting the National Guard on standby. And I know from, like, Hurricane Katrina, and when we have hurricanes, they usually have the National Guard here. But when we have the riots and the different things that's happened over the years, the NOPD down here did excellent. And then the LAPD, the night before last, they had these two long lines, and they just spread the people out, because they're trying to take the college, the pro-Israeli people, and just put them over here. And they were glad for the police to come. The other people didn't care about the police because they don't like the country in general. And then what they did was they had, people in these green hats, these attorneys in these green hats, and it was just like real people being, cringe, and Amanda. And then what happened was, you get the fire extinguisher spray. I'll tell you this, it could cause the breathing to have issues, like stop it. It could inhibit you briefly. So it is a very serious thing. So, but they're very brave people to go through that. Oh, you never saw it on the news. Now, if today you look at the news, they're talking about it, and I'll tell you what the outcome was. So eventually, I was talking to my friends over there. We're having a good time. Some of them, I know a lot of Kathys. So let's say this other one we'll call Catherine. Her and I were talking about the Chad Daybell trial, and some other friends I haven't, I was seeing in a little bit, and they were like, hey, what's up? And we're just chilling. And some other friends I, like, talk to on a regular basis were there. It was really nice. And then, and this is why I wasn't working on some of the videos and stuff. And then what happened next, I was up very late, very, very late. So then what happened next, the other night, there are more of them. They had their umbrellas, Amanda, and they had their goofy hats, and it was like a clown show. They were chanting. This woman kind of sounds like Hitler. And, hey, Casimirio, good to see you. Yeah, Kaz, yeah, he was there at the stream. And then, like, what happened was, you had, all these, like, people, their umbrellas and stuff, and they're all acting stupid. And then what happened next was, like, you had these two, yes, exactly, Cass. And that's basically what it was. Like, it wasn't any, like, people that were at the college. It wasn't that. It was just, like I was saying before, it was Antifa and BLM there. And then they had these, two groups, and they were spreading out. One was this way, one was that way. And they were pushing the different people back. Then this night, they were having a situation where they went and, there's more of them. And then the police came, a little group of police came, and it was like, they're just there for a little bit, and they left. And we're all like, cringe. And then Todd, a friend Todd over there, was like, they were, he was real triggered that the LAPD was like that. I'm like, do they need a National Guard or something? And another Sarah, not the one here, but another Sarah over there, was like, there's a massive area. They needed more people than they thought. And then and thanks, Kaz, for the information. He's putting information in chat about it, additional information. So thank you, Kaz, for explaining. So and then basically he was there, and we were watching it. And so then what happened was, we were, watching this, and I was triggered, and Sarah was telling me, and another friend was telling me, these two ladies were telling me that the LAPD can handle it. And what happened was, they can handle it, and they just didn't use all their force at that moment. And it got quiet for a little bit. Well, Antifa was cheering, the people, the protesters, and all those groups. They're like cheering when they were going away. And then what happened was they had this situation where it was real quiet for a little while, and then they had this horde of police. Because I was talking to her, Sarah, about the National Guard, like to do here during the hurricanes, and she said, they don't need it. The LAPD has it under control. And no matter what people think about the situation, and no matter what people think of the situation, it's like people shouldn't be protesting in that way. And also, what was happening was they went through and they got them. They got them good. They piled through, and they had their rubber bullets, and also they were, hey Matt, good to see you. And they had the rubber bullets, and they were shooting at them, and then they're pushing them back. Hey, they weren't laughing anymore, and they had the lady that was chanting about the Palestine and stuff, and then it was like real cringe, and then they were just like, the police are going in, and then they eventually went right up to the barricade. This was a long period of time, like it took for the police, for full force to come at that situation. It took a little while for them to come there. So basically, they had a person that was like in a bunny costume, and they were taking people back. They were pulling all the barricades down, and then they were trying to get him with the fire extinguisher. But they weren't going to play. They got him with the rubber bullets. They got him good. They weren't playing. And then I understand, like, the NOPD over here did great with the riot. Some little small riots that happened. Also in Metairie, they were in the mall at Lakeside, which is a cool mall, and they're all like laying down, and they didn't play. They got rid of them. So they just needed more people over in the LAPD. Did it. And I understood Sarah's point, and someone else was trying to like be mean to the other Sarah, and because like, oh, the LAPD are a bunch of clowns. I know, Amanda. So the LAPD, they were saying, oh, the LAPD are a bunch of clowns, and they're all like soy. That's a term. They didn't use that word, and I don't like use that as a reference anymore, really. But they were like saying how they were sissies. They were saying they're sissies, and I was defending the other Sarah about how I trust the LAPD that they got this. And I agree, Kaz. It's a waste of time and energy. I totally agree. They're just people with no life, trolls that are just degenerate. And also, so basically, what happened was, Amanda, they weren't breaking through. They were taking out the tents. They were bringing the people in. It was wild. And they had to leave the area, and there was these big, like, little explosions. There were, like, some fireworks. There were some other things that were going on. And then what they did was the police had their explosions and stuff. But, oh, yeah, they got them. They came in with cavalry. They came in with everybody. And, like, I was telling her that any army outnumbered, unless by, the grace of God, would not do well. And like Leonidas and his 300 Spartans were one of the greatest warriors in history, one of the greatest groups in history, and they lost. Okay, they lost. So I told her, it's just, they're just outnumbered. And then just like with Sparta, when they had all the hordes of the Spartans that were united after Leonidas' death, he had all these police that were united, because a lot of the police were injured. The small group of police were injured. So they were, frustrated, and they got him. They had this little police officer, and he was getting all the different people. He was getting all the different stuff down and everything. It was really cool. And Amanda, about people arrested, they arrested over 2,000 people. Yeah. Over 2,000. There was a lot of people there. That's what I saw in the news I was reading about. And also, they were basically really Yeah, it's unconfirmed. He's saying it's unconfirmed, but I was seeing like in the news, it was like they're saying over 1,000 people. It was a lot of people there, and there was these tents. I mean, it was like cities of tents, and they were drumming and they were marching for comfort and all that stuff. And also, Anthony, thank you for the information about the volcano. I really appreciate it. That was really a very interesting, fascinating site in Iceland. I think Iceland's a really cool place, and I have connections with that place because of the Nordic heritage. But so thank you, Anthony, for explaining that to all of us. Matt, I'm glad you're here, and everybody's here. I'm glad everybody's here. And also, Matt, very fun. You're always hilarious, making light out of a dark situation like my buddy Ross. And yeah, exactly, Matt. And also, yeah, so then eventually at some point I went to Sales Girl. Really, it was like the sun was coming up. The sun was kind of coming up, and it was like I just felt it was best to get some of the rest. And I told everybody good night, and it was like, we're getting out. And then like Kaz, he was the one. He was there. He was longer than I was, obviously, and he was saying I saw on Twitter, and he was seeing it, and they shut Damon's stream down at 9 hours. I think that's like a protocol they do. I don't know for sure. Like my stream, when the Wi-Fi wasn't working, was being stupid. The dumb people, like not the dumb people, there's a dumb like connection because of the plug and all. At that time, they shut it off at 8 hours. So it might just be a protocol, but yeah. And they took it down, and throughout this day, they tore the structure down, and they went and they cleared the area. And it was a big cleanup crew. And Damon was saying about it would be an embarrassment on the LAPD if the National Guard had to take care of it. Sort of like if you had a mall cop that had to call the police when the mall cop can't handle it himself. So it's kind of the same logic with that. So that was the situation, that was going on over there. It was some wild stuff, man. It really was. It was like a little it was a little bit weird, but it was like a little vacation for me. it was a nice little vacation to watch it. And okay, Amanda's saying that how do people do the 24-hour streams? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. I've not seen the 24-hour streams, but yeah, that's a good point, Amanda. And maybe they did take it down. I don't know. But basically, I'm going to read what some of y'all are saying also, which I am reading what y'all are saying, but I am finished my little rant that I did, so I'm going to see what else is going on here. Iceland. I didn't even realize there were that many people there. Dang, yeah. Volcano. They all don't know the real truth of everything. Yeah, exactly. And also, Kaz, like, I went to bed at 1 a.m. Over here, when I hit the hay, it was like nearly 6 o'clock in the morning. It was like, sounds like bats. Yeah, shout out to the bats. Yeah, or it could be birds, but shout out to the bats, because there's bats around here. And let's see what Matt's saying. He's saying, yeah, the summertime, another round, that starts another before election. Yeah, another thing, regardless of what anybody thinks, like politically, it's like, yeah, there's an election coming up. It's interesting. It's real convenient. And Matt said something funny again. Volcanoes, yeah, hilarious. Wuhan Solo, the bats. Hilarious. Exactly. Yeah, so then Amanda, that's what I was talking about a little bit before. And also, I was talking about the trial that I was watching, and like you have Chad Daybell being a moron with his moron loser attorney Pryor, and they just dig their hole deeper and deeper, and the witnesses and people in the stand, which are the people in the stand, yeah, they did excellent. They're just destroying their case. And Amanda, the guy Chris who deleted his son and forced him to run on a treadmill as a little kid because he thought he was fat, but he really wasn't fat. And it was like absolutely, horrible. And, that's a graphic one. And, made the mothers in the chat very upset, and the grandmothers, and everybody else too, including myself. And also, he has this angry, stupid look on his face all the time. And they're saying he's a potato. And I'm like, he's a potato during the Irish famine that's bitterly watching people go flee Ireland. And then one of my other friends says he's a tomato. I'm like, he's a tomato that I grow in my yard, the hybrid kind. Yeah, and everybody thought, I and the others were hilarious. Then, so, and then they had the Koberger. They had some more, they had another hearing about him today, and this was more, nonsense and BS going on with that one. And Karen, that she deleted her, she allegedly had deleted her boyfriend that was a police officer, hit him with a car, left him out in the snow, and she's Karen Reed, and she's saying that she didn't do it, and then that's going back and forth with the different witnesses and stuff, and they're saying that she was a very great lady. Some people and others are saying, she just had, enough of him and wanted to take him out, and also, so that's interesting to see how that will play out. And the YSL one, the raccoon is trying to troll Amanda. Yeah, there he is. But he knows that he can't mess with the stream. But he told everybody hello, so that's a nice a raccoon. Not a possum, a raccoon. Yeah, it is some cold stuff. And the YSL trial, that's just real goofy. And I think the state of Georgia is, like, the way they're handling it is cringe with all their tax money. Y'all know I know people from Georgia, obviously. And then it's like the DA, it's like, and they just, obviously, I think there's a bias against Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug. And then the judge wants comfort breaks, and he wants more comfort, which I did learn the word redacted from him. I think he could be, kind of funny sometimes, but still, I think he gets a little bit too emotional sometimes, a little bit unprofessional. And the DA, I just want to go and bring to another planet somewhere. And also, well, yeah, Amanda. And so basically, he was kind of cringing, and then they're trying to say that Young Thug was beefing with Lil Wayne, but it's like, that's not true. It's like, he looked up to Lil Wayne. And sometimes artists will do different skirmishes and things to promote each other and things like that. But it's like, and they're trying to say they're this gang, but it's like just a music group. Like, I know, a lot of my friends in New Orleans are rappers. They're just rapping and just doing their thing. It's like, maybe they dress a certain way that might put people off or something, just hip-hop stuff. And they're saying, like, Young Thug was aspiring to be, like, the next Lil Wayne. And it's like, he has a lot of talent in his career and stuff, and the DA, I think, is very shady, and it's really dishonest, but Steele has been doing a good job standing up for him. And the other one of the other attorneys, he doesn't care what the judge thinks, he just says his mind and tries to settle the situation. And also, you got this raccoon that's walking around like a buffoon. He's looking around, and he doesn't even know how to use a spoon. And then, what's that sound? A boom? It's a raccoon knocking over a bowl. And he looks and sounds and acting like a mole. And also, he goes and tries to look for the water to dirty. And then he realizes the time is 1:30. Yeah, there you go. So, also, so there you go. That's a wrap about it. And Amanda's saying there's a lot of rappers that are in gangs, though. So, yeah, there are rappers out there that are like that, Amanda. There are. And in my opinion, the YSL group isn't a gang. That group isn't, in my opinion. I think Jeffrey Williams and the other ones are innocent. That specific group, other groups I don't know, and I understand what you're saying, but that one, it's clear they're clearly not a gang, in my opinion. No, they're just a music group, and then it's like I just feel like they're being unjust to him about that. But we'll see what happens. Like, whatever happens with that, and whatever the truth is, let it come out. But yeah, so. That is, some of the trials we're keeping up with. And in a couple of days, they will do the SL will come back, that trial will come back, and we'll see how that goes. But if people have a talent and they're good with, music or whatever they want to do, and they're not hurting anybody, I think they have a right to do their thing and not be bothered. But as I said, we'll see. And I'm just, saying my opinion. As I was saying over Addie, Amanda, I didn't tell you. I said before that over at like Addie's stream, she was talking about how with the Chad Daybell, the guy I was talking about, basically, he deleted his wife, in her opinion, which I agree with her, because he at some point lost interest in her. He didn't like her anymore, and Tammy, and then he set this thing up, and he just has these inauthentic emotions when he was crying over it and stuff and acting emotional. Like Chad Daybell just has this really a cringe individual. He doesn't, uses inauthentic emotions, and that basically he lost interest in her and came up with this thing. So I agree with Addie about that. And hello, everybody that's here. I'm just talking about the UCLA riots and some of the trial stuff and things that I've been doing as I do these live streams. So I'm glad that you all are tuning in, even if it's for a moment. I'm glad that you all came in and said hello and just like passed through. And I hope all of you are watching are having a great week and interesting time. And all of you in the chat, shout out to all of you as well. All right. The ground is being pushed up very slowly. And also, I'm pretty sure the raccoon is a snitch. Yeah, the raccoon being delusional. He thinks he is Leo and Stitch, but actually he's a snitch. He missed the ball game, got the wrong pitch. Word. All right. And, actually, I rapped a lot when I was, like, my friends and stuff and little rap groups and stuff I knew. And it's like I never really, like, did it, like, because the YouTube stuff, I'm known for other things. Like, some of y'all know that my channel is very eclectic. Like, some of y'all know me from politics and different things, or with the trials, or with the aliens, or with some short I put up about a cat eating himself for 2 seconds or something. So, and you all that are just tuning in that randomly found the stream somewhere. So, yeah, shout out to all of you people from different things. And I was able to achieve a channel with a bunch of different topics all at once, not just making 9 million channels about different things. It's all in one place. But yeah, I did that. I did that a lot with the rapping and things, and so I like to do it here and there on this channel, and like I'm doing off and on right now. So basically, it's like it's ironic. So yeah, I'm glad that Matt activated. He in the spaceship, he pressed the button and pulled the lever for the rap, and activated the rapping mechanisms. So dropping some bars like a fast car. Yeah. So yeah. So that was pretty cool. That just a fun fact. But as I said, I like rock and even ancient European music, classic music. I like all music. I'm eclectic everywhere. Okay, Kaz says something really interesting. You, sweet grass, cider, sage, do a prayer, are what you and all of some parts that are cut off, you should have to protect us when the storm tornado chasing a Native American friend told me she's a Zuni Pueblo. Well, thank you, Kaz, for sharing that with us. Yeah, and also, basically, they have a lot of these people that are, like as I said, not like what Kaz is talking about, but they were doing some chanting over at those stupid people at the UCLA were chanting something bad. They weren't chanting something holy or something for a ritual or something. They were doing it for evilness. So, yeah, and, ew, Chad Daybell smells. Throw him down in the dumpster. I'll not say oh well. He was dystopian or well. He will hopefully be found guilty, in my opinion. No, oh well. I think he is a stupid attorney. He deserves LOL. Anthony says, just sent it. Thank you, Anthony, for sending that to me. We are done. Not true, because I might be like John Donne that went undone. And yeah, so basically, and yeah, so thanks Anthony for sending emails and stuff. Is really cool. And Also, he said the stream is buffering a bit. I don't know why. But thank you for letting me know about that. And also just checking. And yeah, so basically, thank you, Matt, for letting me know. This is just like a phone stream, so I don't really understand that why I would be doing that. But so yeah, so that's some of like the stuff that was going on, Amanda and everybody else, like some of the trials I'm watching, and some of the different things that I was doing with seeing the different, not live stream, yeah, the live streams and the UCLA thing was going on, and you know, as I said, hope you all are having a good week as well. And also, yeah, so funny chat. I think the volcanoes are really cool, and also is interesting. That's another interesting thing to keep up with. Thank you for sending me the live stream about Iceland. And what we could do now, I could go look at the corn plant. Let's go. Watching the progress. All right, so what I'm about to do, everybody, I'm about to go check the progress okay, I'm trying to get that away from me. All right, so what I'm about to do now is I'm about to see the progress about all right, that looks better. I'm about to go and I'm about to see the progress on the different plants that I have in the yard. All right. All right, I'm looking for the button. There we go. Bubbles is a white cat. I have shorts about him. Amanda's saying, I like your surprise lives, Alien. I saw a dragon fruit plant and goji berry plant earlier and thought of you. You'd love those. Oh yeah, I do. Thank you for thinking of me. All right, so we got these. Hello, Sarah. Good to see you. I was just talking about the UCLA riots that were going on over there and all the stuff that I saw with the streams. And I was also talking about some of the trials I was watching and keeping up with, because it was just real wild with all the different stuff that was going on. And then, they're fighting, and then the police came and stuff. It was really cool. And so yeah, Sarah, I'm glad that you're able to come and say hello. And you see this corn, it's going to produce something yellow. I will see down below there are worms and some roaches that are different than the kind that you would see, but they are just lurking, not coming to the house, because they know that they would be smashed like what Bubbles did to the mouse and say, ouch. All right, so we go over here and see the corn's getting much bigger. And we got this right here. It's almost sharp like a spear. Spreading wisdom like a seer. Drinking like a beer. Free YSL. When I drop bars, it's like church bells, and all the haters get toasted and roasted. They even get boasted. When I drop bars, they start rolling, they start going coasted. That's how you end someone's career very quickly. Though they do a comeback at me, they're not going to come out. They're going to be out and about, and I'll even roast their ghost. I care to boast. All right. So right here we have, this is the little sprout, and what this thing does, it comes out and it sprinkles over the corn that will come out over here. It'll sprinkle over the corn that whenever comes out, these things, it gives it like fertilization. That's what this thing does. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Wouldn't want to see him in the nude. And he realizes he's now in big scoo. All right. All right, everybody, here's the sunflowers. Now, this is not sunflowers. I'm just going over here to look for something that's hidden somewhere, but do that another time. Doing another time right now. This sunflower's in the limelight. It's going to have a night of plight. Sunflowers will go so high, it'll be flying high like a kite. This verse is done all right. See, look at that. So cool. And we got this. We got this. All right. Yeah, Shark. Yeah, shout out to the Shark Week shoes. Yes. And also we have, these. You see this? Look, this is the hybrid sunflower right here. Oh, look at this. Hey, buddy, you're live on YouTube right now. Whatever the heck you are. I think you're a grasshopper or something. Yeah, so shout out to this little guy right here. I'm the grasshopper. I am straight up, I don't eat a Whopper. From Burger King, I'm the next big thing. I'm plotting right now like a kettle, heating up, spreading tar verses, smooth verses. Jiminy is now sending them to churches. All right, there we go. Anthony, I'm on a phone right now, so I cannot do that. My name is Young Train. I am now in the midst of the Hall of Fame on YouTube. And now it's time for me to realize that the sunflowers are about to come. Beat the drums. I'm the baddest plotter. Here goes the thunder, rumbling drums. All right, there you go. So we got the grasshoppers rapping too. All right, so then you got, see, look, it goes right here. And it's split. They're like twins. They're like twins. And they go like that. There we go. Very fascinating. Okay, Kaz is saying earthquakes are erupting. Thanks, Kaz, for the information. Oh, look at this one. It's about to come up. I'm a young little ant. You try to throw shade on me. You can't. Looking at me, I'm like a panzer. Going around and firing shots on your block. Knock off your socks. I'm running away from the limelight because I'm already illuminated in verses that sent all the haters in humiliation. Salutations. So yeah, so the little ant roasted everybody. Okay, so then we have this cute little thing right here. Yeah. Pompeii had volcano troubles. You had to go and find them and dig them up with a shovel. They were frozen like they were sculptures. Even they couldn't be eaten by the vultures. And they're frozen in time. That volcano should be charged with a crime. All right, so I ended the volcano's career. Live. Yeah, so these are some more. These are some more. Shut the front door. Oh, look at this thing. He's got all the bling. All he has to do is sit there and chill. He doesn't have to sing. Shout out to the police cars in the distance. All right. So these are sunflowers. They're coming out very well. Mama Mia Machi Kazoo Cthulhu, the big monster, going inside Machika, screaming and moaning Mama Mia. Haha. You're funny, Matt. Yeah, shout out to this is New Orleans, so, shout out to all the sirens you're going to have in New Orleans, because, sometimes people do certain things they shouldn't be doing, and things happen. So, yeah, it happens, whatever. So, then you have, look at these big leaves. It looks so steady it's about to sneeze. Can you yell movie in a crowded firehouse? That makes sense in the Twilight Zone. I think it would even wake up the mouse, because the firehouse would say it's opposite day, Olay, time to go and continue the day of firehouses and chill with the movie of Mamma Mia Chikazu. Yeah, so it sounds like a fire truck, but, sometimes they go in all kinds of different situations. But, yeah, so if something's... Thank you, Kaz. So something could be burning down somewhere. Something could be burning down somewhere. So it's good that they're going to go and help out the people that were having their place burned down. Yeah, I'm now a poet. I've actually written poetry before. I actually did a lot of writing. And I do with the writing stuff now is with the YouTube videos, with some of the videos I make, the horror movie stories and stuff. So that's kind of like the stuff that I do now. But I do still would like writing. I do like writing the poetry stuff. It's really cool. Yeah. A girlfriend I had was really into the poetry stuff too. Caribbean flowers. Pirate flowers. We got the beats. It looks like they're being, somebody's having some fun with them, but it's all good. It's still going strong. All right. You rhyme, but it's only some of the time. Just charge me with a crime. Even if I drop a dime. Mic drop. I'm too busy sipping mint and lime. The mint. I'll put this in some nice tea. Very nice. Yeah, so Sarah, I know you'll see it when you see the rerun, what I was talking about. But basically it was like at UCLA, they had all these, like, they had an encampment of these people in these tents, and then the students were fighting against them, and they had one dude that they called him the Bear Jew, that he was like this giant built guy that was like in the front line trying to stop these people, and then they eventually cleared the scene, and then you had the police come, even with the drums, and then they had a problem when they were bringing the police in. They had a small group, and then they got injured and they retreated, and everybody was disappointed, and everybody felt even a little pointed because we're all triggered. And also what happened was they went out, and after a long period of time they brought a giant cavalry of police, and the group there, Antifa, had a rest in peace. And they had fire extinguishers, Sarah, they were trying to spray the people with to keep them out of the stupid little encampment they made. And then they took them out, and not so quick that they didn't even have enough time to shout. Turn them into a drink stout. Yeah, so, and then they had people, doing a bunny costume, and had all kinds of stuff going on. So that was, really insane. And The police with the rubber bullets, they're able to dismantle. They dismantled the whole thing, and they went through, and even all that was left was just slimy goo. Putting it inside a pint, that was... Now, there's ants all over my... Yeah, there's just, like, ants. So, I blend in with the green. I'm silent and mean. I will roast you so hard you'll have no more spleen. When I say these verses, I am serious, and you know that it's what I mean. And this is my mint, not yours. Get lost. This is a farce going out and roasting you. I'm coasting and boasting you. And so that's what that, this thing's all blending in with that, and he's plotting. Certainly, for sure. And then you have, you know, this little fly thing that's just chilling there. Yeah, he's really plotting. His verses are curses. Yeah, shout out to Mary Toodles, all the stuff she does for the cats and all. All right, and that's the pineapple. Pineapple. SpongeBob's house right there. Yeah, I got SpongeBob's house right there. Shout to SpongeBob. You can't fool SpongeBob. Nope. You cannot. If you try to rob the Krabby Patty, he'll turn you into a patty. And then we have some cool vines right here that are just like red and also grass. It's like green and red. Yeah, so Sarah, they were doing all kinds of stuff, and it went on for a long time. And I saw the National Guard, and my friend, another Sarah I know, was insisting that they didn't need the National Guard because the LAPD could handle it. They just need to get more troops over there. And then they did, and they took them all out. And people were trolling her and being rude to her and the other lady, but now they know they live over there. And then Damon was saying it would be an embarrassment for the LAPD if they had to call in the National Guard. You can't fool SpongeBob, he doesn't play like the mob. Nice, Mary, I like that. That's true. And he has a pet named Harry. He has a pet named Gary. He isn't Harry. He's smarter than a canary. And he reads books all over the place. He has tons and tons of them. He's very smart. And then he will read you out. And then you'll run in a shout. You try to roast him. Yeah, so you have a little doodle bug in there. And this Mexican flower right here. And some other little thing. Yeah. You got all of them coming up. It's pretty cool. Okay, chat, another update. The lava chamber is now under a lake, and if the water touches the lava, there will be a large steam explosion, maybe even cause erosion at the same time. Now I'm just saying Aheim. LAPD were maybe too slow for some. Okay, Sarah, this is what happened. So the first wave, it was a very small group of them. It was a very small group of them, so they just didn't have enough people. And my friend Todd was embarrassed about it when he was watching it, and everybody else was like embarrassed, and I was too. And she was just saying, her and the other one was saying that they weren't using their full force. But this is what happened next, though, Sarah. Listen closely. They later came with a much larger group. Any army, any group, even Leonidas and his Spartans, were destroyed if they were outnumbered, unless by an act of God or something. So basically, they underestimated the people they had to deal with, because they took over a massive area. The other Sarah was saying that they took over a massive area, but Sarah, they came in, and I was thinking, do they need a National Guard? But no, they didn't need the National Guard, but they're on standby. So what they did was they had this long line of troops, and when they were defeated the first time, they were cheering, but then they weren't laughing anymore when they had the whole group of the LAPD, more of them. Sarah. So they had much more people, and they took down the whole encampment that they had there, and they had this little police officer that was taking out the boards and stuff, and they're shooting them with rubber bullets when they're trying to shoot them with the fire extinguisher, and they got them good. And they took down the tents, they took down everything. It's been cleared up. It's all good. So the LAPD, Sarah, completed the mission. They just needed more people than they thought. Even like with D-Day, they had to have a lot of waves of different people that came in to take the beach to defeat the Nazis. So, yeah, and it was wild. It really was. People standing on top of light posts and into each other's faces and going to kinds of bizarre places. And they're on those tents for days in 80-degree weather. It was really cringe. So yeah, it was just really, really crazy. But yeah, the police, they brought everybody in. They got them good. Yeah, they got them. That's how, as I was mentioning during the hurricanes, they have National Guards that help the police. But the police here did great when they had some. We're wondering what they do for work exactly. Like, what kind of work do they do? And also, so yeah, that's what happened, Amanda, rather. I meant to say Sarah, but I get them mixed up. And basically, what they did was they had so many of them, and it was a big war. And Sarah, some of them had swords. It was some wild stuff. It was like some medieval stuff going on. The day before, they're having these little skirmishes and things like that. So yeah, that's what was going on. Yeah, and Sarah, no need to study exactly. And also, some of the people on the campus were not even there. Like, some of the people were not from there. They're from somewhere else. Because they just traveled place to place, spreading their ideology everywhere. And yeah, I'm on the cellular right now. Like, it's not the Wi-Fi, so I don't know what the problem is. Yeah. Yeah. And also, Sarah was talking about the trials, and the guy, Chris, that deleted his son because he thought it was too fat by putting him on a treadmill until he was so injured he passed away. And many of the mothers and grandmothers were very, very upset about it, and everybody else was too, and we were roasting him. And so that was really hilarious that, we were roasting him, and that was really wrong what the guy did. And we were also, another trial, Chad Daybell, we're roasting him. And I was talking about some of the YSL drama with that trial, and also the one with Karen. So I was talking about the different things that are going on. But yeah, the stupid attorney Mario, he was just a cringe. He was full of cringe. Acting like that. And getting all emotional and charged up. Yeah. So I just can't stand that kind of stuff, like when they act dumb. Yeah. But so, as I said, God willing, if the people are guilty, they're found guilty, and they're innocent, they're innocent. But it's a lot of the people I'm watching. Most of them are guilty. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. Yes. He's, it's like the Irish famine, and he's a rotten potato watching the Irish people flee. It's hilarious. And Sarah, I hope you're having a good day, and everything's going well with you. And also, I haven't worked on the videos, some of the things I was going to put out because of the UCLA thing I'm keeping up with. So that's why some of the things got delayed. And it was like I had a little vacation. It was nice. But I just like doing the work and stuff for the channel. But it was interesting. Seeing this stuff play out. Yeah. And it's nice seeing some, different friends and things. Yeah. And, I like keeping up with that stuff. And also, I'll say some more things. And that'll be it. Yeah, so, okay, so, basically, all's good. Glad to see you online live. Thank you, Sarah. I like doing these streams like this. I'm glad to show you all the garden as it progressively gets bigger and bigger. And I'm thankful for all of you, people watching, and people in the chat and stuff. I really appreciate it. And I put out a short. So one thing I put out a short about the avocado. The avocado sprouted, and I was putting up a short about it. I'm really excited about it. And, I remember how basically you had like they create a line, like 2 lines, and they go this way and that way to spread the people out. So they had to create a barricade to get the other students fighting the Antifa people out of there, and then they brought in the next day. They got rid of those tents and stuff. And Sarah, according to the news, which according to Kaz, it's unconfirmed, but basically it was over 2,000 people, over 2,000 people. Avocado bro. Yeah, I'm an avocado bro. And Sarah said yum. Yeah. I grew an avocado tree before, and I was like testing it. And they don't do well in the cold, so it can't be planted in the ground. It's going to have to live in a pot, and it's going to have to be brought in during the winter. So I'm growing this new one, and it'll be a better situation. It'll be a little while before it grows some avocados, but that'll be cool. And I'm also thinking about growing a coconut tree and keeping it in a pot. That's something else I'm thinking about doing. Yep. So, oh, wait a minute. I forgot to show you all something. I need to get my act together. I got to get my act together here, and I have to find the button. I don't even know where the button is. It doesn't look like it's... it doesn't even look like it's there. Oh, wait, because I didn't turn it around. I have to turn it around. Goofy alien didn't turn it around. Okay, here we go. This is a sprout, a pepper sprout. Pepper sprout. Pepper lives matter. Yeah, so pepper lives matter. Look at all these different colors. I think this is so cool. These different colors. Thank you, Anthony, for coming here. I'm about to be close to ending it anyway, Anthony. But basically, Anthony, thank you for coming and being a mod here and all. I really appreciate all the information you shared. Okay. But yeah, it'll just be a little bit longer, then I'll wrap it up. And I'm just showing you all the ground right now. What? Hello, everyone. Here I am. I'm back. All right. So, and then we had a situation where, put it like this. All right. I don't really care, whatever. But so, basically, I was being a goofy alien. Well, what would I do without y'all? Thank you, Amanda. I'm glad that you enjoyed the ground. Anthony, I'll check my email. And I'll be sure to look at that. And also, Mary says, we'll check the volcano. I saw a channel. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, shout out to Anthony McQuaid. Shout out to him. Well, shout out to him. Greatest mod of all time. Oh, this man's gonna get me started on Scientology. All right, I'll talk about Scientology, and then I'll end it. All right, so basically, I changed my hand. So basically, what happened was JSI. She was telling me about the Scientology, and that's one of my friends, and she was in it. She's in it actually, and is how it's like, not people not a big fan of it. She's not a big fan of it, and basically she was talking about how they have this lying machine that can tell if you're lying or not, and it seems more oppressive towards women. It's like, so it just seems like, as I said, they explain the Scientology thing. This alien dictator, not me, but another one named Xenu, was over in this galaxy, and he was like triggered. There's so many aliens, so he sent them all to this planet and the volcanoes. Yeah, I'm not done yet. And then he nuked this planet, and their spirits are just flying everywhere, attached to all of us. It's just some science fiction nonsense. It's some, but that's basically, and they have the people in there, and yeah, so that is that religion's about, and she was telling me about it, and it was very cringe. Yeah, it was a very cringe situation. Yeah, this man's getting me started on the Scientology, and Tom Cruise is in it, and they just have a lot of wild stuff in there, and they have a lying machine. Like so they'll take. Sounds incredible. And my friend doesn't like it. But basically, what they'll do is they'll have a lying machine. They'll give you the lying machine too, and because they're gonna be on to you and me and everybody else in here. They're gonna be on the Matt, and they think they get one over Matt, but it's not gonna work. And sitting back down now. Yeah, and all right, here I am. Yeah, because it's doing some weird thing on my end too. Yeah, I'm back. It was having a connection problem on my end. I don't know. It's just the towers or the cellular towers or something. It usually works. But basically, what happens is a new game. Don't make me get up. Right. And also, actually, what I'm going to do now is, okay, now this position looks better. Yeah, but basically, yeah, Scientology is a bunch of nonsense. I'm back on. I lost connection for a second. So yeah, so that's basically what I wanted to talk about, was some things some things I'm doing, and with the channel, and why I was doing some other things this week, monitoring the situation. And also, it's funny, Anthony, I was talking about the trials and different things like that, and I appreciate all of you. It was very good. So I am going to start wrapping it up to end it, because I completed what I wanted to do with the stream. And also, anybody wants to say, the last words, this is the time to say it. And all right. Yeah. All right, but as I said, and Amanda and everybody, I'm glad that you all came. Thankful for all of you. And so I'm going to give it a moment to see if they have anything else to say. Let's see. Yeah, wrapping it up. Yes. rapping, being happy, tappy. Today was not crappy. Yeah, so see you all later. I'm going away, gonna rock this like a Terminator, and about to finish this off with the Alien Emulator. Really, I'm like Darth Vader. Alright, so God bless you all. I like the last comments I'm seeing. Okay, so I ended it in a rap. Adios. Alright, so let's see. Night, Matt. Night, Amanda. Night, Alien. Great live. Night, Sarah. Night, okay. Good night, everyone. Nice to see all of you. Alright, peace. Oh. Good one, Alien. See you the next time.